out for more than just revenge as they square up against Mamelodi Sundowns for the second time in just over a month. 3 points, an absolute imperative for the Buccaneers if they're to keep their rapidly fading title challenge alive in the Betway Premiership. It's a very good afternoon to you from the FNB Stadium for a most unusual occasion, and that is Orlando Pirates taking on Mamelodi Sundowns at this venue. Not something that has happened often. In fact, it hasn't happened in 20 years that we have had these two sides facing each other at this venue. Of course, that was in the days before it was renovated to this magnificent arena that it is today. Well, for safety reasons, and it was deemed that FNB Stadium was a better option than the Orlando Stadium, and of course, this stadium takes in a lot more fans. We're expecting a little over 55,000 fans this afternoon. At least that's the number of tickets that have been sold for this afternoon's clash. Mamelodi Sundowns currently the only side to have attained the 50 points mark, and so we take you through the changes. Pirates have made 3 changes in total from a team that drew 0-0 against Stellies. Tapelo Koki comes back into the defense, and Evidence Makupa is back in attack in place of Terofatso Mabata. And in midfield, Talent Mbata returns to the starting lineup. Vuitumelo Radio Opani has been included amongst the subs for this afternoon's game as the only change really on the bench. For Mamelodi Sundowns, it's almost identical side that beat Amazulu by 2-0. The only change is the return of Marcelo Allende in place of Divine Lunga in the starting lineup in a reorganized defense. In fact, it's exactly the same 11 that started for Mamelodi Sundowns when they thrashed the Pirates by 4-1 at the start of February. Pirates have it all to do here to get a victory. They haven't beaten Sundowns since January 2020, so it's been 5 years since they've beaten Pirates Sundowns in the league. They've had their better of them in cup competitions, but in the bread and butter of the Betway Premiership, it's been Sundowns domination. Look, it can be said about that for Sundowns against most teams, but Sundowns have been particularly dominant against Orlando Pirates over the years. No side has beaten Orlando Pirates more times in the PSL era than this team from Mamelodi, or with its roots in Mamelodi, as they make their way out. It's a unique spectacle on the far side stand that is across from us, on the far side stand, where you see the Sundowns and Pirates fans mixed up amongst each other. It is a uniquely South African phenomenon. Referee by Lutkolo Badi, we are under his orders, and now it gets us underway. Now it is Mamelodi Sundowns, the visitors, of course, in their Brazilian colors, the canary yellow shirts with blue shorts and white stockings. Pirates, of course, black by choice, and they are taking the field to the right of your picture. It is second versus first in the Betway Premiership. It's game week number 23, match 23 for Mamelodi Sundowns, but for Pirates, it's match number 19. They are playing this catch-up game, and it's really not ideal, Stanton Fredericks, to have the two teams that are fighting it out for the title being so far apart in terms of matches played.
Yeah, it's not the ideal scenario, yeah. As we start, you can see that the advantage is clearly on the side of Sundowns. They look very relaxed, and the onus is on Orlando Pirates to take it to them and try and do something and come up with the attack. So it's going to be a nice chess battle, a nice chess match here this afternoon.
And Gito Lundby, Pirates beating Kaizer Chiefs in the derby by a single goal. Mistake here And Gaula, beautifully done. So calm under pressure. Now galloping away here is Mahopa. Mahopa with a cutback. That's the perfect start. Perfect start for the Pirates. Mofokeng applying the finishing touch after some excellent work by Evidence Mahopa.
Excellent indeed there, Titi. It was well orchestrated, a slip from Suarez as he was trying to get hold of Evidence Mahopa. Great team goal. Brilliant late run into the box there from Mofokeng.
Well, that's exactly what the game needed, is the early goal. Now, Pirates had to ensure they get the first one. Mofokeng is only the third goal for him this season. It's his 8th goal involvement. He's got 5 assists. Berg, director of Sundowns.
Yeah, there was a brilliant interception there from Sibisi, was it Koki rather, and you can see that because of the shape, you'll find Van Rooyen further up the pitch. As we know, Mahopa with those dangerous runs down the side, just a stretch there. Suarez with the slip, Mofokeng with the run, and an excellent finish. I like the way that he took his time there. Evidence Mahopa chose the pass, had options at the far post. He chose to pull it back for Mofokeng, and excellently dispatched there from Mofokeng.
That'll do Mofokeng's confidence a world of good. He's had a tough time recently. Now he could be in here again! Oh boy, what a start here! The president, Mudau, on the double. Pirates lead by 2 goals to 0. What a start within 5 minutes.
Too casual from Sundowns at the back. Trying to spur on Steve Compella, calls for calm. Mofokeng is not calm. Second in 5 minutes. Brilliant stuff here from Orlando Pirates. And the coach will want his charges to wake up here. It's Modiba with the slip, with a heavy pass there. Mahopa, alert as ever. Brilliant tackle there from Suarez. And it's on-rushing Mofokeng that opened up his body, used the defender as a shield, and slotted it in the far post there.
If there's something, this young fella is such a fantastic finisher. Passes the ball into the net. Past the diving Ronwen Williams. And just like that, Orlando Pirates lead by 2 goals to 0. 20 minutes gone. Boy, has it flown by. Mukwena's ball in! Oh, what a block! What a header that was! Quality ball in! The header just directing it goals. Referee waves play on. That was so close. Yes, Grant Kekana. Take a look at this.
It's a brilliant delivery there from Mokoena. Kana with excellent technique on the head. Just, trying to get it to the far post there, and nothing but the post in its way.
They try something different now. Similar sort of ball in! And goal kick. And Costa and Sundowns players not happy with the call. Looks like the right call to me. Oh, he felt it came off the back of the defender.
Yeah, I think it came off from Bokazi's head. They're making nice contact there, but yeah, looked like a defender was in the way.
Maybe this will show us that. You can see the funny trajectory that the ball. Would it be the right boot of Mupena or the left of Ribeiro Costa? It's Ribeiro Costa! Got a hold of it, didn't he? Chain seemed to have it covered, but there he is. Just that was very close.
Agonizingly close. They got it up and over the wall, which was the difficult thing to do. Just not on target there for Costa.
Now, all over the top for Famini to chase. Mofokeng now joining the attack, and Mudau in it!
He doesn't need a second invitation.
This is Kameni now, the square ball. Suarez needed to get onto that danger, not gone yet. Otto, save from
Mudau. Have a look at what transpired. They're coming together. Dlamini, shoulder to shoulder. This is the attempt there from Otto, trying to get the cross in, or shot rather, and Williams with the save.
But tell him to about. There's Mofokeng. Now, great work on a hat-trick. I remind you, Israel Mofokeng looking for to be his first ever hat-trick for Orlando Pirates. It'll be the third for Orlando Pirates this season if he does complete one. That's a great ball. Shot on it! As he went to ground, it was always going to be difficult to keep that one down.
That's going to go down like a missed opportunity.
What a ball in. Tremendous ball in.
Played into the path by Adams. The first time cross. Bit of a skid there, and Chalulile not making proper contact. Not the easiest of techniques, especially with the conditions. But you'd expect him to get it on target and make the keep.
An exciting first half of football to an end. Sundowns and Orlando Pirates are locking horns here at the FNB Stadium. A rare meeting at this venue as we welcome you back to the FNB Stadium. Where Pirates, Orlando Pirates was also the last time that they lost to Pirates. It was in January 2020, that 1-0 defeat. It was in August 2020. It was a 0-0 draw. Imperial Costa's done well here. Allende. Oh, that would have been spectacular. And in the end, that was the only option that Rangers had. The way the ball came at him, he had to go for the spectacular.
I thought Allende would choose to have a shot on goal there. Excellent work there from Imperial Costa. Put the two defenders there. A little bit of a dink to the far post there, trying the acrobatic effort here from Rangers.
The Corky that make the block.
It looks like it was Corky.
Yeah. I was trying to play for the offside. Still 1-0 to Richards Bay, by the way, against Kaizer Chiefs. Flaga stayed down! And it'll stand, and it's Kudisa Mudau of all people that pulls one back for Mamelodi Sundowns. Pirates went to sleep a little there. Well, not the most likely goal scorer, Kudisa Mudau. And take a look at this.
Yeah, the advantage was played, and that is a moment of lapse in concentration. And the unlikely scorer there, Mudau. Savisi moved out to close the ball to Sales. Play continued. A neat touch from Mudau. An excellent finish to get Sundowns back in this game.
It's now 2-0 to Richards Bay against Kaizer Chiefs. Yamela Mbutuma has got a second there for Richards Bay. Kaizer Chiefs coming unstuck again out there. And that will be a big 3 points again for Richards Bay as they look to put some distance between themselves and the bottom of the table. They will move into 11th position if they can hold on. Chiefs will still hang on to that 8th spot. Touch from Matthews there. Salas! Couldn't keep it down.
He's looked lively since his introduction there. Touch to set it up, try to keep her off the line.
This is not a game where there hasn't been the physical stuff. It's been there, so it's credit to the referees, allowed the game to flow. All floated in here, picked out of the air by Sipho Chain, and he will take his time, as he is entitled to do. And No need to rush and get the ball back into play because